Hello, good afternoon to everybody. I'm Silvia Burini. I'm the director of the Center for Studies of Russian Art. We changed the name of the center, so I'm not sure about it, but in our center from Foscari University, we did a project about diaspora. So today I have the honor to present our project in Yerevan. I was there at the opening of a silent exhibition. So it's really strange for me to stay here and speak with you in Yerevan. But unfortunately, I'm here. So I would like only to introduce our panel today. And I can give the floor to Olga Shishko. Olga is the coordinator with me, not from Foscari at the moment of the project, but she's our colleague now, and she's going to work at this project, I think, for next years with us. So we're really glad to give the floor to Olga, but I would like to introduce also Maria Redaelli from Foscari, and Anastasia Kozachenko-Stravinsky from Foscari as well. So thank you so much for being with us, and I think that it's really worthwhile to think about this project, Mapping Diaspora, and to understand together which kind of project it is and our perspective in the future. So thank you to everybody, and Olga, the floor is yours.
Okay, it will be like introduction to the project Mapping Diaspora, and I am very glad to talk to you, and it's amazing how we are all united today by CYFEST. And we don't have a physical common land, but that doesn't stop us from coming together. And for me, it has always been important to create something beyond the boundaries of sovereign states. I created my first network project within the Media Art Lab back in the 90s, but the epidemic situation has offered us an incredible number of new ways, and this way here to be together while not being physically close. For me, the Mapping Diaspora project is a natural extension of this idea, and it unites artists who left Russia due to censorship and persecution, yet save a strong connection to their culture. And I would like to remind, like curator Rugov once referred to a well-known Chinese saying, "God forbids us from living in an era of change," but nobody wanted such changes. I recall the project we did with Peter Greenway, the golden age of Russian avant-garde in 214. And Kazimir Malevich Black Square was the main metaphor of this work. In Greenway's work, Black Square crumbles into a million fragments, which then come together on a black canvas. Today, this project seems prophetic not only to me. A significant number of creatives who have built their lives fighting injustice have chosen to depart their homeland, our homeland, and forming as anti-war diaspora. And these individuals flee because they cannot reconcile themselves with the unfolding events. They fear the machinery of violence, but want to preserve their identity. The issue of Russian immigration in the 20th century is a sensitive subject for Russia. It's our history, but now we find ourselves within this history, and many of my friends have left. Among them, not only artists, but also musicians, performers, and writers, and they are not only trying to survive, but they continue to do their critical work. And I had been contemplating a project like making Diaspora since last September, but I moved to Venice, where I crossed paths with Silvia Burini. For about 10 years, we have worked together on various projects. And when we started talking with Silvia and her young collaborators, everything fell into, because Silvia wanted this project more than me, and it was like much. When we started, it became clear that this had to be a research project connecting the past and the present, and the tragedy of the Russian avant-garde and what repeats itself after 100 years. And everything shatters into small fragments, and we don't want to lose even a single one. We want to piece together a picture of art that doesn't die but continue to resist and live. And the project was launched more than half a year ago, and we conduct interviews with artists, write articles, work with critical and visual materials, inviting curators and researchers from different corners of the planet. And it's really a huge work, and the artists hear each other now, and everyone speaks their own language. They speak of their pain for the Ukrainian people, imprisonment, loss of identity, and the absence of a home. And for me, each interview is a revelation, a profound connection with another. Now we realize that we need each other more than ever. And Russian culture has not been cancelled. And now Kirill Serebrenikov's play is presented in Paris. The work of Sasha Posner's, the exhibition of Sasha Posner is opening in Berlin. The Petrushina's place in Finland. Sergei Kishenko's exhibition is in Venice, and together we drew a map, new map that transcends our homeland. And now maybe Anastasia, Maria will connect and will describe the part of our projects and more detailed information.
Thank you very much, Olga. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you for this first words and introduction to the project. And right now we will share the screen to show everyone, our guests, about one little presentation that we prepared. And we believe that during this presentation, you will understand how it works, the project, and what is this platform about. And for the beginning, I would like to give a floor to my colleague Maria, and she will explain the center where was born this project, actually.
Yeah, thank you, Nastya. Thank you, Olga. Of course, and thank you, Professor Burini, for the introduction. And just like Anastasia was saying, first of all, I think that we should mention, we should talk a little bit about the activities of our center. So the center was founded in 2011, so already 12 years ago, and it was already since the foundation, it became the most important European center for research on Russian art. So the activities of the centers are really manifold. So we deal with the organization of exhibitions, the organization of international scientific conferences, but also, of course, national conferences, presentations that are always open to the public, that are free access. So this is something very important also here in Venice for us. So we always reach a big amount of public. So here you can see some of the pictures of our activities. Also, we have to mention many film screenings, and so and also a big activity of work of educational activities with students. So we always try to introduce the students also in the practical part of the center, so in the part of the organization of all these kind of activities. During the years, for example, we have also held a workshop on subtitles, so introducing the students to this word, to this also work and this professional word. And of course, we had to deal with the difficulties, of course, of 2020 during the pandemic. And so we had to invent some other new projects. So we had some 5 online projects that had their a giant success. We have to be honest, because not only we could reach the Venetian public, so here in Venice, but also worldwide, I would say, so Italian, but also worldwide, because we also held some projects in English and Russian, so we always try to offer something multilingual. So these are the activities mainly. And of course, we have to mention that since 2013, we also work with silent. So it's really a pity for us not to be there now in Yerevan, also to work with, not to work, but let's say to see the exit, to visit the vulnerability exhibition in Yerevan. But we have to mention that in 2024, during the next exposition of art, La Biennale 2024, we will have here a part of the vulnerability edition of the CYFEST. So we are very glad about this. So as I was saying, since 2014, we work with Silent in organizing the CYFEST and other exhibitions here in Venice. And so the last project that was due for the spring 2022 was Sustainable Art, Ambassadors of Sustainability. Then we couldn't organize the exhibition in Venice, but we still prepared a wonderful catalog thanks to the curator of Silent. So I created the catalog with Lydia Grasnova, and you can find it open access, and you can find all the works that should have been exhibited in the Venetian exhibition. So, and I'm mentioning the collaboration with Silent, so the collaboration between the Center for Studies in Russian Art and Silent, because Silent is also a partner of this our project we will talk about today, that is mapping diaspora Russian art in exile, with the Academy of Fine Arts of Venice, in Venice. So here you can see the home page, because So the collaboration also of the project is with Media Art Lab, the Academy of Fine Arts in Venice, and as I was mentioning, Silent Media Art Laboratory. And the thing is that, yes, as you can see, the project now takes the form of a website. Then Anastasia will talk more specifically, but I want just to mention how it appears now. So you can see here that the project now takes the form of a website that, of course, was launched already in last spring, so it's fully working now, and you can just go visit it by clicking on Mapping Diaspora, and it's in 3 languages. And now we stop here with the details, but you can see this is the home page of the website that collects the materials that Olga was talking about just in her presentation. Of course, maybe.
So the platform, like the website or like a platform, it's not only about to stream, to show what are doing the people around us who left Russia, or who is thinking and processing this thing that was happening during these last 2 years, and even more, but also to make the kind of the community, to build a community where we can see each other, where we can touch each other somehow, even if the world map is huge. We believe that Mapping Diaspora is a kind of the map, kind of the place where you can find out that somebody probably living by next to you and probably thinking the same thing as you. And for now, when we started this platform, this project, it was actually quite a newborn project, because obviously everybody was thinking about it. Everybody, it was like kind of in the air, and we finally made the first line. And we understood that we can collect somehow the ideas and the opportunities from the different part of the world. For example, right now in our platform, you can see artists who is right now based in Europe, in Asia, North America, and South America as well. There is obviously not all that we could like take, because it's a project, it's a kind of the voluntary project, and everybody who you can see here, it's a researcher, so it's people who really wanted to, you know, put it like in a spotlight, in the like the high line of what is happening right now and what is it the Mapping Diaspora. You can see the scientific board, Silvia Burini, who opened this talk today, and Olga Shishko, who continued. Some lots we can do, we can see, and how can we proceed, because we understand that even after the COVID, everything and everyone being in the digital kind of the space, and even right now when we are all together so far away from each other, we want that even during the Mapping Diaspora and in this platform, you can find out that there's some offline projects, that some patients or probably some groups, or even like today we have this conference, and we're trying to connect this somehow. And obviously, the advisory board gave us this huge possibility to realize it. I would like to thank everyone, and especially the research team. And here you can see the names, and this is all people who is working here in the center, in Foscari Center. And we have even independent researchers from all over the world who also left Russia, who also have the same thoughts as us. And you can see here some names that probably you know them, and you knew them in the previous slide, like that. And I would like to thank them for that. And right now, here we already talked a little bit that we're building this project not by ourselves. It's not on our shoulders, but we have fantastic partners and collaborators with who we're can realize a thing. And if you will be in our platform, you will find this previous slide, and you can press, for example, in Art Tribune or Corriere della Sera, and have a look to some articles and some notes about this project, which is really important because we want to go huge and we want to be published. Yes. So yeah, mapping diaspora, when we were thinking about it, we were thinking that it's supposed to be kind of a map, but it's a little bit difficult map. I can explain you why, because all our protagonists that you will see later, they're not living in the one place. They're searching those places. They're searching those homes. So some of them right now, because of some problems with bureaucracy or some documents or whatever, or even some ideas that they not share in this country, they're moving from Sri Lanka to Europe or through Europe to USA. And I'm sure that you can understand as well, and many of you, that it's not so easy to find your new base and what is it in the new base. So to be honest, to realize the map where you can actually see who is living where, it's a little bit complicated, but we're still thinking and processing how to do it, because it's always moving like a bird during the spring or in the autumn. Here you can see just a few countries from where we have our protagonists, our artists: India, Sri Lanka, Italy, France, Europe. In Europe, like in general, USA. And yeah, and the main question that we're asking them and we're asking ourselves is, what are these people doing and what are they thinking about now? And this is was a first goal that we were trying to explain and to realize.
Rifugio a Venezia sono artisti, studiosi, scrittori, intelligenza contro la guerra e l'invasione dell'Ucraina. Per loro non era più possibile vivere e lavorare all'ombra del Cremlino. Hanno scelto la via dell'esilio.
Abbiamo lottato per la libertà per tanti anni, ma dopo che è iniziata la guerra è stato chiaro che non c'era più spazio. Potevamo solo scegliere tra l'immigrazione interiore, cioè il silenzio, o lasciare il paese.
A Mosca, Olga Shishko dirigeva la sezione di arte cinematografica e nuovi media al Museo Pushkin. È arrivata a Venezia grazie allo CSAR, il centro studi sulle arti della Russia di Foscari, che ha avviato un progetto sulle migrazioni di artisti e intellettuali dalla Russia dopo l'invasione dell'Ucraina.
La nostra idea è quella, con un team di ricerca fatto da giovani ricercatori, dottorandi, assegnisti, a ricostruire questo grande diaspora che sta avvenendo sotto i nostri occhi e di tenerne memoria.
Mapping Diaspora, questo è il progetto avviato nella nuova complicata fase delle relazioni fra Russia e Occidente.
Quello che noi cerchiamo di fare è di mantenere, nei limiti che la situazione determina, i canali aperti di un dialogo culturale.
Un dialogo che sta rendendo possibile ad alcuni fra i più importanti artisti non allineati di continuare a lavorare.
Quando ho lasciato la Russia con la mia piccola valigia, non potevo immaginare che avrei trovato in Europa, in Italia, una tale accoglienza e comprensione.
Per gli oppositori russi, però, ottenere un visto in Occidente è sempre più difficile. Chi scappa si arrangia come può.
È successa una catena di miracoli, ma dietro ogni miracolo sta una persona che ci ha aiutato.
So right now you saw a small interview that we had during the spring, and which explained a little bit for the Italians, especially for the Italians, the idea of this project, and that right now is online. We made especially for today the subtitles so you can understand it as well. So if we will talk about the platform and if we talk about the project, we were thinking that it's supposed to have the different section. And one of the first section of blog, we call it art. So it's a blog where we're presenting the different works of our artist. And here you will see some different examples. It's a main pages of each, let's say, account page of each artist that we have. Right now we have around 30 artists that are presented in our platform. And there you can see not only the name and some words that you have, even the small bio and the little, let's say, the road that they made from when they left Russia. For example, here in Daniel Tkachenko, you see Estonia, Germany, it was in May 22, and then Switzerland and Italy till today. And we believe that it's not a whole road, yes, a whole line of those movements, but it will continue. Some of them has something like 10 different points, the others a little bit less. For example, Sergei Prokofiev had a really difficult period of time to leave Russia from the Georgia, Armenia, from different countries, and to find out how he can be there and which kind of visa he has. And right now he is based in France. So behind each person, there is a lot of history, there is a lot of movements, there is a lot of thoughts that they tried to present during those artworks. And we have not only some, let's say, stable artworks like the photo or the canvas in oil or some different representation, but also a video. And for example, here we will put the little film. It's around 20 minutes, but we propose you just to see the first 2-3 minutes. And I believe that it's even planned, or at least the artist, she's there. And yeah, it's about the woman who left Russia and what they brought with them in the suitcases.
Сейчас декабрь 2020 года, и последние несколько месяцев я не живу дома. За это время я сменила несколько стран, и в дороге мне удалось встретиться с моими подругами и знакомыми, которые тоже решили уехать. Мне было интересно, что они взяли с собой, покидая дом. Я хотела сохранить чувство близости через эти встречи, посмотреть личные истории в их предметах и почувствовать свою связь с домом. Я взяла с собой 4 породы, которые я подумала, что будут самыми практичными, хотя они все равно не самые удобные. И я так поняла, что у меня, в принципе, мало удобного будет. Я взяла с собой 2 колоды Таро. Я взяла с собой палочки ароматические, чтобы, если что, можно было зажечь и будет пахнуть как дома. Я взяла с собой кучу украшений и много помад, но дома осталось тоже много помад. Я постаралась взять самые любимые и нужные. Я взяла с собой шерстяной килт, который, наверное, когда мне было лет 15 или 16, я выменяла этот килт, настоящий шотландский. Я его обменяла у какой-то девочки на пачку сигарет и замороженную капусту. Или что-то типа того. Вот, до сих пор моя любимая находка такая. Вот, я взяла с собой дневник, в который я достаточно редко сейчас пишу, но все равно стараюсь иногда это делать, потому что это мне помогает. Потому что они очень экстравагантные, розовые кроксы на платформе.
We will stop here. If you wish, you can find this film on our platform or in YouTube, as you prefer. And right now we will continue just to tell you a little bit about other blogs that we have. The other blog that is really important is a blog that calls Contexts, and where we ask different specialists like researchers, curators, journalists, and even artists to bring some different articles that can observe what is happening, and it can be kind of the more researchable thing, like something more academical, and at the same time something more easygoing, let's say like this. And each article has some images, some different references, and some ideas. So actually, if you will get inside the website, you will find where each artist was mentioned in each article. So this will give you this possibility to go through and to understand. For example, we have a account of Slava Petrica, and at the same time you can see in which articles you can find him out and which researcher was thinking about him and tried to explain it in his way. And the third block, which I believe the most important and which I love so much, and that actually give them the more efforts to realize, but the most really sensible, it's a block that calls dialogues, and it's about the actual experience of artists. Usually we make it through Zoom and from the video call, where we're making this little dialogue, we're asking different questions, something like the travel routine, or what they brought with themselves, what they left, what they regret, what helped us, and the rest. And we presented a little small video that we made a mix of this dialogue.
Почему русские художники молчат? Почему они ничего не делают? Почему они выехали из России и делают какое-то искусство, которое не отображает текущую ситуацию?
Я могу работать, я не могу высказывать собственные мысли и чувства публично. 5 марта я окончательно осознал, что нужно уезжать, нужно перемещаться в другое место, где я смогу не бояться за последствия своих высказываний, своих поступков.
Если все закончится, я не думаю, что я смогу вернуться. Не хватает веры в будущее. Вот чего не хватает. То есть, когда ты живешь целями, идеями, когда ты его видишь,
то, что ты делаешь в искусстве, это идет изнутри, а когда внутри все настолько поменялось, потому что поменялось же не только имя снаружи, а все-все-все, очень интересно это осознавать.
И желаю, чтобы вся наша диаспора, все, кто остался сейчас здесь, чтобы все эту выгоду коммуницировали, были всегда вместе сплоченными. Только так, мне кажется, мы сможем выжить и пережить все эти события и дать мировой культуре еще больший пласт.
So it was just a small extract of the different dialogues, but you can find out that there is not only the dialogue that we made recorded from Zoom, but like in person, and Olga been on the inauguration of the exhibition, and she made this little shot. We have also some texts, so not everybody would like to talk on the camera or talk with ourselves, so it's kind of the monologues as well, and you can find it. It's really, I believe that this reading is really difficult at one point of view, and the other one, and from the other point, it's really important because it gives you some perspective how to live. And the next two sections that we have, just I will talk through in a few seconds because it's important, but probably it's not the protagonist of the platform. So the one is the chronicles. So we're trying to fix all the different dates and important events that happened, but obviously we cannot fix everything. And we're trying to collect some different articles from the newspapers all over the world and give this approach to study it, to understand how it's going on. Obviously, it's really subjective, and it's us who deciding which kind of things we are showing and we are presenting. But we're always open for any suggestions and any comments from all the community that we have. So, and the next list, but not last, it's grants, because as I said in the beginning, we believe that our website and our project, platform, whatever you want to call, it's actually a community where we would like to even help people. And we would like to give the possibility to find out which kind of grants can help them to have a little bit of money in the pocket, or even to pay something more important, or have a visa or whatever. So we're trying to collect different grants and different possibilities, either in the academical way, either in the artistical, and even something more like easy like lifestyle things as well. And even here, I believe that we do not have everything, but we do trying to present as much as it's possible, and we hope that it will help someone and already help actually. And yeah, I will give a mic to Maria that she will
but just before going on, something that Anastasia isn't mentioning, but I want to really mention it, is that the design of this amazing website of our project Mapping Diaspora is by her. She thought about this, she realized it, she's keeping it updated, so you can imagine the amount of work that is behind this project, because not only she coordinates with, of course, with Olga, Shishko and the other advisor board, and she does the research, everything, and also the website. Here you have seen in this presentation the screens, some screenshots from this website, and we really that you visit it and take, and you will have a look at it by yourself. But of course, you will see that it was Anastasia who realized it. So as Anastasia was mentioning, and also Olga was mentioning, on Thursday already, so in 2 days, we will be opening the amazing exhibition, the first solo show here in Italy of Sergei Kishenko, that is called Hortus Conclusus, Memory, Biodiversity and Migration. It will be open till next month, till the 14th of October. So if you happen to be in Venice, you are welcome to visit the exhibition. It is realized in collaboration with the Academy of Fine Arts in Venice, who collaborates with the CSAR in this project. So at Magazzino del Sale 3, you will find the exhibition. And of course, I have to mention that this is the first exhibition project that we hope to realize in the context as a part of the project Mapping Diaspora, because our goal is to organize other exhibitions of artists that we present and that we talk about in the website. So it also aims at being a living project, so not just online, but to create dialogue also. So of course here in Venice, because we are based here, but that's it. And also we have to mention just a little bit that we are preparing for next spring some other events related to the project Mapping Diaspora. So a day of study, a scientific seminar, so with our with the specialist on diaspora, and then also some presentations on diaspora, and then a presentation of our project here in Venice in October. So many things are still to come. It was, let's say, the first month where the the milestone on which we will now start to build all the other branches, let's say, of this project. So stay tuned. Yeah, please follow our project, and thank you really a lot for having us here, for inviting us, for organizing this talk. Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you, Olga. Thank you, Professor Burini. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. And we are, of course, here to answer any questions or comments that you may have. Okay, so we will finish the. Yeah, and so if you, I believe that if you would have a question, I will receive it here, but I see that you do not have it. But let us know, yeah. I guess that we are quite at perfect timing. We made it in 45 minutes as it was planned. Yeah,
the Ekaterina, coordinator of the speech, she told me that there is no questions. So that's good that we made everything clear. And we would love to see you in our website to go through it, to see something. And if you're a researcher or an artist or art lover, you are really welcome to join us, and we can do something great together and make some collaborations. Okay, I believe probably there could be some questions because we have 16 people who's watching us on YouTube, and I know that it's a little bit longer. Yes, so let's wait a minute. So I know that right now in Yerevan it's quite late, and I wish you a pleasant evening.
Yeah, just if there are no other questions, I mean, if there are no questions, yes. Yeah. And enjoy the beautiful vulnerability exhibitions. So in the two sites, I know that I have seen on the social media how amazing it is. They are, because of course, yes, they are two. There are two exhibitions. So yes, enjoy them.
Yeah, we'll just check that. Yeah, if there is anything. So thank you very much, and ciao ciao.